Hello and welcome to A Spirited Debate. I'm Lauren Green. A boys' high school soccer game in Arizona canceled over religious beliefs. And here's what happened. Faith Christian School refused to take the field when it found out its opponent had girls on its team. And that team, Foothills Academy College Prep, said it would not play without the girls. Well, so Faith Christian forfeited the match. And this is what the administrative leader of Faith Christian had to say about it. Quote, "I know it appears to fly in the face of what everyone is wanting to promote today, and that is equality. It is based on a religious perspective that God created guys and girls differently. The difference physically, there is a strength advantage that men have over women, and we want to teach our men that honor of ladies is just not in sports, and we struggle how to teach that if we're allowing them to play against young ladies in a competitive game, and we're the ones harmed because we're giving up a game. We think it's better to do that than give a mixed message." Joining me now to talk about it is Dick Buckingham. He's the administrative leader of Faith Christian. Welcome to you.
Thank you, Ms. Green.
You know, you've taken a lot of heat over this, and I wanted to read some quotes because Slate.com called it wonderfully absurd, and the USA editorial called it patronizing to girls players. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I don't want to think the worst of people. I think certainly that there is misunderstanding would be the thing that I would suggest, that people have difficulty understanding our position, that what we're truly trying to do is be consistent in teaching the values of dignity and honor and respect to our young men towards anyone. And we feel that that just is not as easy to do when it comes to varsity contact sports.
Now, how have the students reacted? Because we're not really hearing from them, and we heard from the other side at Foothills, but how have your students reacted to this?
Our students are very supportive and understand the position that we've taken, and in some ways there is some relief on the part of the young men that they're not being forced to do something that would compromise the values of dignity and respect that they have towards young ladies. And they're saddened by the things that they see being said, but all in all, we're understanding that people have a difficult time with this topic.
You know, it almost seems as like, you know, you're almost living in two different cultures, because the secular culture has progressed in one way, and sort of a more conservative or Orthodox Christian culture has really, held the line on, what is biblically a biblical directive. But one of the things that's very interesting is that Pope Francis, and I know that you're in on a Catholic school, but Pope Francis has rallied against this idea of gender ideology, that sexes aren't equal, you can't interchange them, and yet this is the kind of thing that your school is forced to kind of deal with. Speak to me just about having to teach your students the cultural difference between what they're actually learning and what they're actually living in.
Well, we believe that there really is no time limit on values such as these. These are values that have been honored and expected of our young people in times past, but are also incredibly important today in our society. Values of dignity and honor and respect towards one another, and we think it's incredibly important that we teach that to our young people so that as they grow up to be the adults, that they will continue that and allow our society to be civilized. Certainly there is a conflict that they see between what they're taught and what they might hear out there, but ultimately I think that they see that it's grounded in truth of God's Word, it's grounded in moral values of our world, and really is the right thing to do.
A lot of critics have saying, what harm is there in playing against a team that had two girls on the team? You've got women in the military, they're CEOs of corporations, they're police officers, they're firefighters, they're in every walk of life. So what harm is it to play against a team that has two girls on it?
Well, and that's a very good question, because clearly the Bible indicates that men and women were created, both of them in God's image, and they're co-image bearers of God, and therefore equal in every way. But there are differences that we have to decide how we're going to handle those in everyday activities that we function in. In the vast majority of those functions, it has no play whatsoever. It's absolutely treated differently. It doesn't matter what sex you are. But again, the issue that we're talking about is varsity level contact sports, where we think that there is an inconsistent message from our part if we allow our students to participate in that, and it doesn't show them that the values of dignity and honor and respect that we desire for them to have.
Mm-hmm. And what about the girls? What do the girls think about this in your school?
Our girls are very thankful that we have this approach because they see in everything that we do that there is truly honor and respect given to them as well as to the men on our campus. We have young ladies who are in positions of leadership on our campus, in student leadership and in National Honor Society. We have presidents that are female. And they know that we greatly value them and honor them, and so they're thankful for the position that we have.
Also, in the larger picture, has the community at large reacted to this in a way that could threaten even the teams playing with other teams? Because as schools learn about your forfeiture, they might decide that they will, I guess, punish you in some way by taking you out of the league or not wanting to play with you. Has that happened yet, and are you prepared for that?
It has not happened, and we have not seen anything but support from our league and from the other schools in the league at this time. Of course, it hasn't been that long, so anything can happen, but we have thought about it, and we are prepared to handle it on a case-by-case basis. By and large, we have also seen a great deal of outpouring of support through phone calls and emails from all over the country that have said we're thankful for the stand that you guys are taking, and we want you to know that we're behind you and that we're praying for you. So we've had both sides expressed to us.
And just one last question: Are you prepared? Are you entertaining at all any idea that you might change your mind on this?
No, we are very committed to being faithful to this. Again, the consistency that we want to teach our students in these values of dignity and honor, respect are not something that we'll compromise on. We think it's very, very important to them as they grow up as young people in our world today.
All right, I want to thank you so much, Mr. Dick Buckingham, the administrative
Thank
leader
you.
of Faith Christian Church in Mesa, Arizona. Thank you so much for being on A Spirited Debate.
Thank you.
And I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching A Spirited Debate.